Hello and welcome to Stoneblock 3. This is a mod pack by the Feed the Beast team, incorporating tech survival magic and exploration into one. With quests and challenges, this is going to be fun. So let us get right into it. Setting up our world. On normal difficulty and cheats on so we can configure events, which we shall get to later. Once we have loaded in, we will spawn in the lobby and need to enter the portal. But first, let us get rid of that chat box. This pack has multiplayer integration very easily, so chatters will be present. Now we have a decision to make. We need to choose what type of cave we will spawn in. Original being the hardest, but there's not too much difference. I recommend the Lust House if this is your first time, but I will be playing the original too. Make it more challenging and accessible for you. Here is the depiction of the overworld. A ring of stone, a ring of nether, and a ring of end the further you go out. There is also dungeons dotted throughout. /events toggle will allow you to modify events, like the Wandering Trader, which I recommend as it can be buggy. Now let us start our first challenge in our stone block. We will need to gather some stone pebbles to make cobblestone for a crafting table and a hammer. We can do this by breaking stone with our bare hands, and it will drop pebbles. For pebbles, make 1 cobblestone. I gathered up enough pebbles to create 10 cobblestone. Enough for a hammer and a crafting table, which will help us get rolling. If you are still watching, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. There will be a lot more new videos to come. Now we have a hammer. It will be much easier to gather more cobblestone. We also can claim random rewards from the quest book. I will not be using these rewards in this guide as to not give me an advantage. Next, we need to make a stone crook, which we need for cobblestone 4, and a chest, which we need 8 cobblestone for. We will quickly throw away the reward items now, and so we start to gather our cobblestone. To progress into the plants and saplings we will need. Required to now get some saplings and seeds, which is very simple, and we can do that by using a stone crook on dirt. To get dirt, we will need to place some cobblestone and hammer it into gravel, then into dirt. I also recommend you keep hammering to get sand and dust to complete the quest. The quest gives you 9 to 27 of the each material. We can now vein mine our dirt with a stone crook to get a random assortment of saplings and seeds. Now we can place one of our saplings we got on some dirt and let it grow to get wood. Torquing next to the tree accelerates the growth. Just spam press shift. You cannot create regular tools with stone rods. You must use wooden sticks, so now we are able to make a regular axe. To make chopping down trees a lot easier and eventually make a pickaxe. Although this second, we don't have much use for it. Our next task is the start of the core technology in this pack. A fan favorite mod and one of my personal favorites, that would be the create mod. To start in this mod, we will need to get andesite. There is a layer of andesite beginning 55 blocks above and 55 blocks below, so we are going to need to make some ladders to give us easy access up and down because we will need a lot of andesite. Now we have mined down to the layer. We just need to gather a fair bit of andesite before returning home. In this pack, there is a very cool thing with ladders. It will automatically place ladders and shoot you in the direction you are looking. Now to make the millstone and start our create journey. This will give us access to iron and nickel as well as coal. It's a very simple recipe, which is good. We will also need one cogwheel to connect the millstone, and a hand crank to generate rotational speed, as it is the simplest way at this moment in time. We will upgrade to a water wool to automate, but don't go crazy because the millstone will be pointless soon. Now for the setup, it is very basic. Just make sure you place the cog wheel the right way around and it will be okay. Also have food ready because the hand crank will burn your hunger bar and saturation. Just throw the gravel on top of the millstone, and it will take it in. The millstone has an internal buffer, so there is no need for a fancy setup. Just put the gravel in, crank, then retrieve your items after. The drops include sand, coal, raw iron, and raw zinc. Like I said before, the hand crank will deplete your saturation very quickly. If you are playing on hard, make sure to keep food, but if you are on normal or below, I suggest not wasting your food as you won't die from hunger and can replenish afterwards. If you are struggling for food, here's a tip. Using a crook on leaves will increase the amount of apples you receive massively, and is the best food source early on until we get to botany pots. I'm now going to grind out the millstone and gather and smelt through the materials it gives us. The early game contains a lot of grinding and it gets repetitive, but later down the line, we will automate most things and it becomes a lot more freeing. We are now going to work on getting lava and water. We need a cauldron for water and a fire plow for lava so we can create a cobblestone generator. Our first automation, which will save us a lot of time. Using the fire plow on stone will turn it into a lava source. So make sure you have a bucket ready. We are going to briefly do the tinker's tasks, but we will not be getting involved with tinkers until next episode as it is very heavy. Also need to smelt up 50 for smooth stone. To make 1x compressed stone for the generator, then we need to use 3 saplings. Or leave on the cauldron to gather a bucket of water, then we will be done. We are making a 3x3 hammer as well, which is a very helpful and cheap to make, which I highly recommend. Now we can craft the cobblestone generator finally. I have made an oak drawer as well to make it easier to store 2000 cobblestone. Now we will start more automation and get botany pots. We need clay to do that. Clay can be gathered by using a dripper full of water on dirt. We set the botany pots up with oak drawers, so it will auto-collect specific resources up to 2000 items. I also created a dirt platform and placed some grass seeds to try, and get some animals to spawn, specifically chickens. You can get these grass seeds from using a stone crick on dirt. We are now going to start automation for the hand crank. And we'll work on getting the mechanical press as an alternative to the engineer's hammer, because we don't have access to string until we have enough grass and bone meal. We are going to use a very simple water wheel setup to create our basic rotational force for the millstone, and we will also make an auto hammer and chutes. This will allow us to link the cobblestone up and have it automatically turned into gravel and dropped into the millstone. Now we have access to the mechanical press, we can make iron sheets to craft the encased fan, which is one of the long-term contraptions we will use. We are going to grab some more andesite. Also, making this room bigger is a good idea, because it allows us to turn it into a temporary mob farm later on. This is the basic setup we will use for the encased fan and washing system. Throwing sand, gravel, and dust into this section will allow them to be washed and give us some valuable resources and access to a lot more resources. Now we are going to finish our auto hammer setup. To finish the millstone automation, the auto hammer recipe is actually a lot simpler than you would realize, although it's a little expensive. We are also going to create chutes, which will allow the auto hammer to pump gravel into them, and they can drop the gravel into the millstone. That's where we will end the episode. Thank you for watching. If you watched till the end, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Goodbye.